So you're just starting out and getting into mining cryptocurrencies and have no idea where to start, what parts to get, or anything like that. Well, I've been breaking it down for you. We've already gone through motherboard, CPU, RAM, hard drive, PCIe risers, and the rig frame. So now the only thing we have left is the GPU and the power supply unit. Well, this is going to be the two most important things that you're probably going to buy besides the motherboard. For the graphics card, that's going to be the absolute most important thing because this is what determines how much you're going to be making a day. So the rule of thumb here kind of is the more expensive graphics card you get, the more you're going to be making, but that's not always true, not always the case. For a great way to check this out is go over to NiceHash profitability calculator. It's going to tell you about how much you're going to be expected to make per day for each graphics card. I just did this and I went through about 20 different NVIDIA graphics cards just because I prefer NVIDIA, and I found out that the most efficient graphics card overall is actually the 1660 Ti. It was costing about $599 at the time, and it was making around $2 a day. So at the time, that was the current most profitable card, if I'm remembering those numbers right. And I bought 6 of them at the time, but the next closest ones was, I believe, is the 3070 and the 3080. They weren't far behind. They were both over 100% ROI. The 1660 Ti's was 117%, and the next highest was like 115% ROI, so it was very, very close. But for the time being, that's what was best for me, and that's what I bought. I'll be going through and showing you exactly how to calculate that out and figure out at your time of purchasing what's going to be the best card for you to buy at that time. Now, the other thing to take a look in is the power supply. The power supply is going to depend on which graphics card you actually end up buying. So the way you want to check this and determine which one is, I normally run 3 graphics cards per power supply, just because for the amount of 6-pin cables that come with the power supply and that you can connect to the graphics card and the risers, it normally works out best that way to run 3. It just, in my opinion, my history that I've been doing. So that's what I normally look for. So like the 1660 Ti's, I believe it was around 125 watts of power needed per card. So you take that times 3. Always add 150 for the motherboard and basically miscellaneous power consumption, and you want that to be around the 80% mark for the power supply. So I actually ended up getting 2, I believe, the 750 watt power supplies with it, and that's going to be more than enough to cover all 3 1660 Ti's and the motherboard, and it'll be running fine. The reason why I like the 1660s also is because they have that lower power draw compared to like the 3080s. They use a lot more power, so you're going to use a higher power supply to run 3 cards on it. At the time, the power supplies were about even for a 750 watt and 850 watt, but then jumping up to 1,000 is going to be a little bit more expensive. When I had checked it in the past, it's actually like a $300 difference between the 850 and the 1,000 watt. So I always try to keep it at least 850 to 750, just because you're not going to have as much fluctuation, because the 750 and 850 are a lot more common for gamers to use. So there's going to be a lot more readily available to you at a better price. Keep in mind, I paid, I believe it was around $250 for 2 power supplies for 750 watts. So it really wasn't that bad at all. Whereas I've seen it before, the 1,000 watt power supplies can go for $300 each. And if you need 2 of them, that's really going to cut into your profits and your ROI. So that's what kind of to look out for the power supply and the graphics card. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Leave a like if the series has helped you, and make sure to subscribe and follow for more. Thanks for watching. Make sure you leave a like if this helped you at all, if you found any useful information in this. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. Also, make sure to subscribe and follow for more.